Good day, Pak Christopher and Vianney. We from Team 3 are going to present our work about SKS, aka Sistem Kebut Semalam, aka Overnight Speeding System. We chose this topic because it happened to some of students, including some of our member team. So we want to know the fact about SKS on student by our data. Sistem Kebut Semalam, or the overnight speeding system, is a method used by someone in pursuit of something. The hope is that when someone or group implementing the system, they can reach the target in one night. In this case, the overnight speeding system is applied by college students in studying.
And here I will explain about what methods is used by students from public university and private university for their work and to see how many of them are using the SKS method. According to our data, private university students do not use the SKS method that much by only 17% as we can see on the chart compared to the public university students where it's at 23%. And from that chart, we can conclude that the majority of our respondents use both methods, SKS and non-SKS, for their work or assignment. And by looking at our respondent semester level chart, the students who use the SKS method are probably mostly are freshmen by 85%. Thank you.
Now I will explain about the types of college students who learns the material from day one or use the overnight speeding system or we call it SKS, and about the intensity of the respondents doing the overnight speeding system. 60% of our survey respondents use both methods, namely the SKS method and learn from the day one method, while the 19% prefer doing the SKS method and the remaining 21% prefer not to use SKS and prefer to do learn from the day one method. The intensity of the respondents when doing SKS is as much as 48% do it often, 43% rarely, 7% always use it, and as much as 2% never do the SKS. Thank you.
Here I will explain about most of the respondents use the SKS when they busy with another activity and they use the SKS method. When there are so many homework, those who choose to be busy with other activities, part-time jobs, organization, answer 43 people, slacking off duties for 22 people, poor time management for 19 people, it was my habit for 9 people, and another for 8 people. Those who choose the option when there is too much homework for 48 people, when there are exams for 24 people, when missing lesson for 16 people, 3 of which are for 13 people. Thank you.
So, the next part is about the satisfaction level of score when the respondent using the overnight speeding system, or in Indonesian we call it Sistem Kebut Semalam or SKS. So, to collect the data, our team draft the question that requires an interval scale answer. On interval scale answer, there is not an absolute zero score. That means 0 on interval scale answer still has a meaning. 0 means very unsatisfied, 1 means unsatisfied, 2 means satisfied enough with their score, 3 means satisfied, and 4 means very satisfied. Based on the data, most of our respondents feel satisfied enough with their score. This is proven by the average value is equal to 2.52, which means being in between 2 and 3. Same with the understanding level of the lesson when the respondent using the overnight speeding system. Our team drafted a question that requires an interval scale answer. On this interval scale answer, 0 means so clueless, 1 means clueless, 2 means have an enough understanding. 3 means understanding, and 4 means very understanding. Based on the data, most of our respondents have an enough understanding of the lesson when the respondent using the overnight speeding system. This is proven by the average value is equal to 2.32, which means being in between scale 2 and 3.
I will present a diagram regarding does the SKS effective and also does the respondent still want to do the SKS. Let's look at the first diagram. As much as 70% of the students answer that working on SKS method is effective, and as many as 28% of students said that the SKS method is not effective. And the second diagram entitled does the respondent still wants to do the SKS? Here we can see that most of them are still doubtful. There are many big maybe answers. As many as 62% of students admit that they are maybe doing to do SKS method, and can be concluded that the possibility of respondents to choose the SKS method is greater. Now we are going to learn about the bar chart entitled the positive and negative impacts that respondents feel when using the SKS. There are 4 choices for respondents, and we can see that most of the students got a positive impacts, namely more serious on short time, as many as 77 respondents. And we can see that most of the students got a negative impact. The most negative impacts, namely feeling tired when studying, as many as 75 respondents. Based on this data, from the various positive and negative impacts, it can be concluded that impacts felt by respondents are relative and highly variable.
The conclusion is quite surprising. Most of college students are agreed that SKS is not effective, but some of them are still using SKS because of some reason. They believe SKS still has a positive impact, so the SKS are still being done on some occasion. Well, that's all from our team. Presentation about SKS or Sistem Kebut Semalam, aka Overnight Speeding System. Thank you for your attention.